YouTubers, Morgan here, dietitian, and we are sitting in the parking lot of Trader Joe's. I'm about to get on a massive Trader Joe's haul, so I thought I would bring you along and catch you for the ride. I'm super excited because it's been a little while since I've been to Trader Joe's, and so I'm going to be picking up some staples, but then I'm also going to be just picking up like normal grocery things that I need. So I will take you along for the ride for some of it, and then we'll do a deep dive and go through sort of some of the nutrition of the products that I picked up once I get back home. Jumping right in, we have the Trader Joe's English muffins. They have 4 different varieties, 2 of which are whole wheat. I personally really love the traditional whole wheat and the whole wheat with cinnamon raisin. Each of them have 4 grams of fiber, but the traditional whole wheat has 5 grams of protein. Meanwhile, the whole wheat with cinnamon raisin actually has 6 grams of protein, and definitely a bargain at under $2 each. So I also really love their salsas, which are right around $2. They're not super high in salt. I mean, compared to other salsas, they certainly are pretty comparable. But all of the sort of canned salsas are my fave at Trader Joe's. That store was insanely crazy busy, so I really didn't get to like pop on the video a ton because it would have been a nightmare, and there would have been a lot of people in the video, and that's no bueno because YouTube, the internet, doesn't like that. Strangers don't want to be taped. I don't want to be taped without my knowledge. So that did not happen, but I did get a lot of goodies that are all loaded up, and I am good to go. So I'm gonna head home and unpack everything, and we will dive into all the good things that I got and some of that nutrition. See you there. Hey YouTube, this is my Trader Joe's haul, minus a couple things like produce things that I did already put away, and I thought I would talk more about kind of pantry staples in terms of a plant-based or a vegan diet, and sort of some things that I look for and also things that I found at Trader Joe's. Non-pantry is where we'll start though. So starting with protein, I definitely loaded up on the tempeh, so three packs of tempeh for us. So in half a package, there's 20 grams of protein and 9 grams of fiber. So tempeh is definitely a protein source that I gravitate to pretty regularly for my husband and I. It might be like, you know, sauteed in squares, it might be crumbled. So I'm actually doing crumbles with some leftover jackfruit, taco situation stuff, and we're gonna do a taco salad tonight. I also do some of the beefless ground. This is kind of like as an emergency protein that's already ready to go. It is a little higher in sodium, so 270 milligrams in a third cup, and there's 6 servings in here, which is, you know, it doesn't look like 6 servings, that's for sure. So just something to keep in mind that I tend to go for more of the wholesome plant-based proteins like beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, tofu, tempeh regularly, like on a consistent daily basis. And then sort of these convenience foods are more of a once a week type of thing. It's just kind of a general rule of thumb that I try to do. And so I did also then get some of their super firm tofu. So they do have other varieties of the tofu. I really love the super firm because it is like literally super firm, but with that means that it's pressed longer and, you know, more compact, so you do actually have more protein than in traditional like firm or extra firm tofu that has more water with it. So there's 5 servings in this block, which you can tell it looks like a similar block, it's just much more compact, and there's 14 grams of protein, so it's definitely more than traditional tofu. Alrighty, moving on to some of the so the breads. So one cool thing that I showed you in the video too is that we love Trader Joe's English muffins in this household. Reason being, a couple things. They tend to have a lot of really great whole wheat options. So we have whole wheat raisin and just the traditional whole wheat, and neither one has milk or dairy of any kind or eggs. So if you eat English muffins, you know that English muffins do tend to have dairy most of the time. They do tend to have milk, but both of these and all of them actually that they have at Trader Joe's are vegan. Whether that's an accident or not, I don't know, but these are some of our favorites. What's interesting too is that they used to call them British muffins at Trader Joe's, and now they switched it to English muffins. So I don't know what that's all about, but each one actually is pretty comparable, whether it's the whole wheat cinnamon raisin or the whole wheat. 4 grams of fiber, 6 grams of protein in the cinnamon raisin, 4 grams of fiber, and 5 grams of protein in the whole wheat. So super, super comparable, and probably one of our favorite ways to start the day for breakfast with some peanut butter or almond butter and some fruit. Also talking about breads and grains are the whole wheat tortillas. So tortillas in general, and these are like all botched, I didn't even notice that. They're all bent up out of shape. So tortillas aren't exactly the lowest sodium food, but if you're like me, you like everything wrapped in like hearty goodness, and these wraps are really great for that. They're soft, chewy, pliable, but also hearty, with 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein in each single one. So pretty power packed, especially compared to other, white tortillas. Plus, there is 280 milligrams of sodium, which again, not necessarily low sodium food, but a lot of other tortillas are well over 300. I've even seen some for 600, of course, depending on the size. And this is a good, appropriate 8-inch tortilla is what we're looking for. Alrighty, so some other grains that I got. I picked up 2 packages of the 10-minute farro. Farro is something that if you have not tried it yet, girlfriend, boyfriend, you are missing out. So farro is an ancient grain that is a whole grain, and of course it is super high then in protein and in fiber. Just to give you an example, there are 3 servings, it says in here, a half a cup each. So it'd be a half a cup uncooked, but a cup cooked. 5 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein. Holy smokes, like stop the car. 10 grams of protein in only a half a cup of dry, like about a cup of cooked of farro. So grains mixed with like some garbanzo beans. I like to do like a farro salad with garbanzo beans and then the farro and cucumbers, tomatoes, olive oil, lemon, salt, pepper, bada bing, bada boom. Easy dinner done in no time, super budget friendly. You can find farro in lots of like farmers markets or things like that where they have grains in bulk. I'm not gonna lie, I tend to go to Trader Joe's more often, so I just buy the 10-minute farro because it's faster and it's convenient for me and my lifestyle. And then I got a couple noodles. So I don't necessarily need to eat gluten-free. I just find that the brown rice noodles, I really like how when you kind of slightly, almost like undercook them if you will, they always will maintain more of like a al dente texture versus sometimes, I don't like mushy pasta. Just don't like mushy pasta. So I got the brown rice penne pasta, the brown rice spaghetti pasta, and the brown rice pasta fazouli. I honestly have no idea how to say that. But a couple grams of fiber, a few grams of protein in each one, so you're getting that wholesomeness. If you need to eat gluten-free, obviously that's a good option. But the Trader Joe's like brown rice noodles, when I've done the research, it's usually about half the price of like other store brands. So I've seen brown rice noodles and like gluten-free noodles in the store for like $6. This is like $2. So like insanely much more economical, which is why then I kind of like to eat them. And again, I don't have to eat brown rice or have to eat gluten-free, but I just like the brown rice noodles, and so when I'm choosing it for preference, that a more economical price point is definitely my jam. And then the last sort of bread thing that I got, these were super fun. I've never had them before. If you've ever had like the Dr. crackers that are super whole grain and hearty, or there's Marigot crackers, that's kind of what these remind me of. They are super seedy, so sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, rye meal, can't read that word, oat bran, flax seeds, spelt, wheat bran, more wheat bran. Why would they put that on there too? Why? It's so weird. Salt, and then water, salt, oregano, thyme. So in one of these little like cracker tablet things, there is 3 grams of fiber and then 4 grams of protein. So in a cracker where normally there's no fiber and no protein, this is going to be super seedy, hearty, nutty, keep you full, keep you satisfied, and provide a lot of those micronutrients that seeds and nuts provide. So I find that a lot of times when I work with people, they're not eating enough seeds and nuts, and so these crackers can be kind of a fun way to get that in without sprinkling nuts and seeds on things. And if you were looking for, you know, something that was a little more, again, wholesome versus then just straight crackers. The only other kind of protein I got is I did get some red split lentils. I really like these in cooking with red sauce, pouring it over noodles. I love these just kind of as is, even mixed with like a rice, brown rice, like in a pilaf. Do a lot of soups with these. I kind of just always keep them on hand, and I didn't have any, so wanted to restock there. Alrighty, I'm gonna switch gears. Oh, frozen stuff before I go to the other side. I got some shelled edamame, so I like to put this into salads. I'm gonna make like a cabbage, shredded sesame, Asian quinoa salad with edamame. That goes really well with that. And then along the same lines, succotash. But it's actually called soycotash, which is interesting. A little play on words there. But it has edamame, corn, and some red peppers. So there's no salt added, there's no seasonings added. You know, I think that frozen vegetables can sometimes get a bad rap, but really you're going to be eating the vegetables at their peak season, because they're usually harvested at their peak season. And a lot of times they can be a really great option because they're convenient, they cook really quickly, and you don't have to worry about like food waste issues, because you can just warm up whatever you need and then obviously save the rest in the freezer. So frozen vegetables to me are amazing, and I think more people should be using them, eating them, whether it's frozen spinach or peppers, you know, the whole 9 yards, more of a blend like that. They're all good things. Okay, and then it was kind of a sauce and spices trip, if you will. So I got some tahini, which sesame seed paste was actually already opened before I did this video to do a little dessert that's vegan carmelitas, which I will put that video below. That's really, really delicious, and tahini is actually used in the caramel sauce in the middle, which is a little surprise. Toasted sesame oil, again, that's going to go with the edamame, the quinoa, and the shredded cabbage salad that we might have for dinner tonight or tomorrow. Not totally sure yet. And then 2 seasonings, so everything bagel seasoning, of course, like, you know, the Insta-famous seasoning. I will say that it is a little salty for me, because in a 1/4 teaspoon there's 80 milligrams of salt, but at the same time, I'm not going to make my own. There are other blends out there that you can get online or that you can, you know, find in some stores, but again, convenience is definitely a high priority for me, and so this, I'm up at the store or Trader Joe's, I might as well just pick it up, is kind of what I think. So everything but the bagel seasoning. My new favorite thing to put that on is a baked potato with earth balance, and that, so good. Onion salt, so this is a new one for me, and I think that because I wasn't ever really that sure what it was, I thought it was just like straight up traditional onion salt, which like does nothing for me because I usually add so many onions into cooking things that, and then, you know, I don't really want to add more salt than I have to. But in here, so we have granulated onion, granulated garlic, minced onion, green onion, dried chives, and kosher salt. So you kind of have like a big old trifecta of a few different kinds of onions, plus you got the garlic in there. So I'm actually super stoked to try this guy. It does have like a little bit of salt, so 75 milligrams in a 1/4 teaspoon. But I could really see this, you know, going great on roasted potatoes, or even if you wanted to season up a rice pilaf, fantastic. Quinoa, anything like that, I think it would go really well. Or even like mashed potatoes, oh my god. Or mashed cauliflower, if that's your jam. I can see that being fantastic. Okay, most of the Trader Joe's Thai sauces are not vegan and do, oh god, contain milk. Pause. Okay, and I'm back. So basically, a lot of the Trader Joe's like Thai curry sauces and all that have milk in them. The Thai green curry simmer sauce does not have milk. It does have coconut milk to make it creamy, but not traditional dairy. So that's fantastic. This is probably one of my absolute faves. It reminds me a lot of when we went to Thailand. And I think it's because there's galangal in here, and galangal is a spice that is very difficult to find in the US. I think it has something to do with the fact that it just doesn't transport well, but it provides such a like very unique Thai taste, and it's my absolute fave. So I do this a lot with like kale and then with tofu and brown rice, and just keep it simple for like a weekday meal or something along those lines. And then I got a couple cans of beans, some coconut milk for the curries that I do make, coconut cream I also got, which I like for like curries or soups too, like blended curry, coconutty carrot soups. Some beans, like I said, taco seasoning. So what's really great about their taco seasoning, usually I make my own, but I don't have all the ingredients, and so that's not going to happen, but we're having taco salads tonight. And I also like to just keep it on hand. I use about half of it at a time in a recipe, because it does say that half a packet for like 1 pound of beef, so just to kind of use that as a ballpark. But what's really cool is that there's no MSG in it, and there's also no dairy. So for some crazy reason, taco seasoning thinks that it needs to add dairy. I don't get it. But there's just sea salt, cumin, cayenne pepper, cane sugar, paprika, onion, garlic, black pepper, red bell pepper, oregano, chili pepper, and smoked paprika. So it's literally like the same as if I were to make it on my own. And it's like less than $1. So I think that's super awesome, and I really enjoy that. Oh, sriracha. Got some Trader Joe's sriracha, which is pretty similar to traditional sriracha, I would say. And then I also did pick up a salsa. I usually get the green salsa, but I thought I would go out on a limb. And then stocked up on a kombucha, because it's a pretty good price at Trader Joe's. So there you have it. That's kind of the pantry version of a Trader Joe's haul. I hope that you found it helpful, and maybe you found a couple cool things that you're going to try your next Trader Joe's shopping trip. If so, comment below. I'd love to hear them. And subscribe to catch a new video every week. Until next time, keep it kind. With my both thumbs.